YouTube, what's going on? Everybody in the building, what's up? What's up? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Dot Connect Wednesdays, episode 111. Today, we're going to get into a couple good things that's going on in the crypto industry around the world, but this is mostly going to be about digital sovereignty. I'm Champ Bobbitt, my guy Steve Bayonne. We here, we live and direct. Steve gonna lead this one tonight. Y'all in good hands like Allstate. Let's get it.
What's good? What's good?
My guys, welcome back.
I appreciate it, man. Feels good to be
Yes,
back.
yes, sir.
Um, I'm not looking forward to that again. Not the same way. A lot of adjustments the next time. But for now, I'm grounded. Um, kind of quarterback and everything from stateside.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, guys. This joint I've been working on this for a while. This is probably, I would say, probably the most pivotal product that I've worked on so far. Right. This this is going to start in October, and it's going to take us into kind of close out the year with this piece, right? So tonight I'm just going to walk you through a timeline of like what's happening now around the world, and then I'm going to show you how the academy is what we're already doing, and then what we're going to prepare to do. So you guys just have an outlook on what's coming. All right. Um, and then I'm going to share a couple next moves, but I'm not going to drop too many details. I just want you guys to kind of be in the fold, um, just a little bit, and then you'll start to understand like what I'm working on. So 2026, my focus is going to be more on less on crypto, right? I think we've laid down the foundation. We have the 1% tier that'll keep kind of running. Um, there's still some dots that aren't fully connecting with crypto yet. We just got to wait for these first infrastructure projects to come, let loose. I would say fourth quarter into first quarter, and then we can get back into like DPIN and some of those things, right? I still think it's a little too early. Like we were years ahead, and I still think it needs time to kind of mature a little bit, let the dust settle, get some projects out the way, um, bring more liquidity into the market, free up some of our capital. We'll start the research first quarter. The DeFi protocols will bring some people in from the banking side to kind of make sense of what they're going to be doing. So we're going to start to have major partnerships in 2026 and sponsorships, right? Because that's really what I'm looking for is to just like if we can just subsidize the education through corporate partnerships, then I'm all for it. If they align with what we align with, right? Y'all already know I'm not falling for the okey doke. I don't care how big a check. I ain't selling out. Shit, like it's the subsidize at the end of the day.
Thanks.
Um, so with that said, this digital sovereignty era has been like sitting on me heavy, right? I'm talking about like download after download after download. I don't hear anybody really talking about this either, right? You do have your guys who, positioning you in the private, but it's a whole different situation, guys, because moving into private or moving into public, it doesn't matter, right? Because when you start to implement artificial intelligence through the use of private companies for government to kind of police us, it removes the due process completely from what we know. All right. So this is not so much about like if it's happening or if it's gonna happen. This is like happening, and I got a bunch of facts and stuff that you guys could like verify too, and I want you to do that. And you probably heard of some of these headlines. All right, so I'm convinced that Donald Trump won the election because he was the only the only person that they could control to expedite the control grid. Right, every president has a couple major mandates that they have to do. All right. Forget what he says, forget all the craziness that's tied to it. There's always a major mandate. So when Obama was in office, one of his major mandates was, people didn't even peep this, was open up Africa to more imperialism. right? He was the first president that looked like them. He was the president that Africa finally trusted, not realizing that this guy is part of the same process. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at these presidential candidates, they're working for someone. They're not just rogue, right? They can kind of pull some of the stuff they want, but they have these major mandates. So when I'm researching the control grid, I'm like, this was the only guy that can make it move as fast as he's making it move right now, right? And I'm talking about they're playing chess with this situation. Okay, so digital ID and biometric control. This shit is driving me crazy. You understand? I'm going to the airports. I'm being inconvenienced. I'm being inconvenienced on the American side. I'm being inconvenienced on the South American side. You will be inconvenienced in every major airport that you go to. So I'm telling you, by like 2028, if there's no private jet in my life or some type of helicopter to get me from A to B, I'm just gonna be grounded somewhere. I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? When you have a rise in control on one end, you also have mechanisms that are put to counter those controls. That's all the fuck I care about is the mechanism that is either in place, being put in place, or if we got to create it, then we just create it. All right. So the UK, the government's rolling out this thing called gov dot UK wallet. Drop a one in chat if you heard about it. Drop a two if you didn't. Give me the framework. What are we looking like?
It's looking like 98% twos.
All right. So basically, what happens with the gov.uk, and guys, keep an open mind, right? The United States is not a beta testing ground for a whole lot of things. Pharmaceutical, yes. When it comes down to like the money and all these systems and stuff like that, we will outsource that stuff to other countries first, and then we will watch how the people would revolt. All right, these countries they don't have guns like we do. So if you spook a nation of people, you can create some instability that they may not be able to control. All right. So now we're talking about messing with people's money. That's their livelihood. So what the UK wallet is, it's your driver's license, your veteran ID, um, documents, all in a phone app. Everything that identifies you is going to be in a phone app. All right. So it's basically a digital ID at the end of the day. It's being positioned as the gateway for renting, working, and accessing services. What's the benefit in that? They got to give you some benefits, right? So I need y'all to just research that. I'm not going to go too deep into these. I'm just going to drop them and then we'll continue the conversations. If you're an Academy member, this is what we're going to be hitting on starting in October. All right. In Ghana, the national Ghana card is being turned into a digital wallet. On one end, I'm excited that this is happening. And on the other end, I'm like, God, like nobody knows what we about to go through. So even if you amass more wealth than you could ever imagine, by being in position of in the right projects to start, right? We're talking about the infrastructure projects. What does it matter when you got to roll into like this new surveillance world, right? All right, we're here with convenience culture. They've been training us for this. And I told y'all on one of my last calls when I talked about this digital sovereignty situation, it's like we don't have to go for it. All we have to do is stop. And it puts a monkey wrench in all of this. But y'all not going to do that. So the Ghana digital wallet is basically your ID for your money rail. So remember, we kept telling y'all and training you guys on how fast money's going to move, how this. But think about it. If the floodgates open for money to move borderless, and they said permissionless, but you're not hearing that word anymore, right? So when you were thinking CBDCs weren't going to be around, it's like, bro, nah, you don't listen to what they say. You watch what they do because it's language. They're just tricking you. They could put a law on the books and say no CBDCs, but if it's called a digital wallet that's going through private companies, then what the fuck are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We already have central bank digital currencies. It exists, just not in the way that you think. So if the ID fails, so does your wallet. This is in Ghana. This is where everybody's running to, the next Atlanta. Good luck. Belize, they're fast tracking biometrics, national ID. These are all the places that we're looking to move. So when you're looking for second passports and you're looking for visa, you got to go a little bit deeper. You have to put this at the forefront of it. All right. So in Belize, the national ID is going to be linked to biometrics. All right. And then there's a wallet app that they've already built that also functions as a passport and a driver's license. So now these things are being linked. Okay. Vietnam has it's called a VNE ID. VNE. So capital V, capital N, lowercase e, ID, uppercase. All right. They're considering that a super app. All right. It covers residents, services, digital signatures, and foreigners being required to enroll in it. Vietnam. Oman has given digital IDs and driver's license the same legal weight as physical ones, no opt outs. Zero opt out.
Wow.
Morocco. Man, I wanted to go there so bad. Is using cyber attacks as an excuse to tighten controls by expanding centralized digital IDs. Didn't we tell you how the power grid is going to go down? The inconvenience of the power grid for 7 days, for 10 days, for 20 days, maybe even for 30 days will have everybody begging to be put on some type of control mechanism. What's the problem reaction solution thing called?
Hegelian dialectic.
I'm going to get that one day. It sounds better when Champ said it. I'll fuck it up. AI surveillance and visa restrictions. Telling y'all not going to be able to travel by 2030. Trust me. Go buy an Oculus right now. That's as good as it's going to get for you. I promise you that. I'm telling you do not hit me and say, yo, let me, I want to come. I can't do nothing for you. I've been told y'all, start getting in position. Figure it out. Meta glasses, there's going to be a lot of shit for y'all to be able to see what the fuck's going on in the world, but you won't be able to see it in person. I promise you that. So when you have AI surveillance and visa restrictions, what's happening? So in the US, there's an AI system called catch and revoke. Did y'all know this is happening right now?
Mhm.
Put a one in the chat if you know about catch and revoke. Put a two if you don't. And it's okay if you don't. There's just a lot of shit they throwing at us, and they keeping us like confused.
All twos.
All right,
Uh,
catch and revoke. Scan social media right now with AI. They're scanning social media and can revoke visas automatically. No human review. So when Trump and them are signing like you can't touch these AI laws for the next 10 years and they doing all this other stuff, bro, we are cooked. We are literally doing this shit to ourselves. Put it that way. All right. Visa applications are now being forced to list social media handles. I'm smoked, bro. I got to get offline.
straight up.
I'm telling you, I'm smoked. Feeding AI risk profiles that they're putting in place right now. TikTok US being taken over. Yep, y'all peep that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's that about? Right?
Insanity, man.
TikTok US is being taken over right now by American investors. It was known as the Amazon killer. It was a place where we can freely speak without censorship. There was a lot of information flowing through there, and it's a huge marketplace. But it wasn't benefiting the United States because they would not give up the data. But it's about protection from China. Y'all hear the story? Larry Ellison is one of the lead guys on this. It's all Zionists on the board for TikTok. So I got one or two things. I could either keep pushing and calling these guys out and get in trouble,
It's a must.
or I can stop.
Nah, we don't stop.
All right. So Larry Ellison is one of the richest men on earth. This guy's not a good guy. He's a Zionist. All right. He just took over Paramount. He took over CBS, and then he plans to buy Warner Brothers and CNN. Six major conglomerates control 90% of what Americans see, hear, and read on a daily basis. Six of them. How many of them you think are Zionists?
All six.
Bunch of weirdos that play with kids that are caught up on tape that got to do what they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there was a time when I used to grow up, I used to hear this word monopoly, not the game, monopoly. This country used to be big on not allowing this stuff to happen. So now we're talking about 90% of the things that we hear. So he who controls your mind controls your time. He who controls your time controls your mind. Y'all starting to see how we putting these dots together? Okay. AI is being rolled out in predictive policing now. All right. Facial recognition, real time analytics, machine judging who is a threat. I told you there's going to be a time that if a car gets out of control and it needs to hit one or the other, it will analyze based on how it was trained to know if my life is more valuable than Shalom. Okay. I don't got a seat at that table, so y'all better be in great shape. Keep your head on a swivel. All right. So this is crazy. In Europe, the borders are going automated, fully automated. All right. Biometric gates, AI risk scoring, even experiments with emotion detection. Like, I don't even like being in airports. So emotionally, I'm like disconnected to the place. So now there's somebody that's training this machine to tell them how I'm feeling, and somehow it's going to be linked to whether I get in or get out. My role, my risk profile is wild, man. If you ain't built for it, just don't even like a comment because you'll be smoked. That's where we're going.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment and culture. AI replacing creatives. Hope y'all watching this. The latest terms and conditions that came out from Spotify. Literally, as an artist, you could put up music and they're telling you that the music does not belong to you. They can use the rights and sell it to whoever they want. The AI person just caught a deal. Was it how many? Was it 3 million or how much million was it on the AI artist that's called a deal, record deal?
It was wild. Hold on, let me actually pull it up because I want to know the numbers too.
So when you look at the entertainment and culture part, it's not just the banking or the borders now we have to worry about, right? The fight is on all fronts.
Yeah, 3 million.
3 million. All right. It's the music, it's movies, it's the entertainment industry as a whole. All right. It's under the same transformation. Remember the strikes and all the craziness that was happening? It was about this. Major labels and platforms like Spotify are openly experimenting with AI generated music. They're basically taking the algorithm from what real people are doing and they're recreating it, and they have the data to be able to push an artist that belongs to them. No having no back talk, no nothing. If the circus comes to town, it can have. Has anybody seen a circus never leave town before? Drop a one in the chat. So
Right.
we
Say
not living in a circus right now.
mm-hmm.
I keep telling y'all, if you don't show up, the clowns can't perform. So who's the clown? Us or them? It's us. AI generated music. They want to cut out human artists. Imagine that. You can kill all the hip hop. I don't even care. Start it over, right? Not the way that they want to. But again, we're the ones pushing this stuff to the forefront. When I grew up, it was radio, had a heavy influence on us. It was like a psyop. You just kept hearing the shit over and over and over and over and over until you liked it. So imagine catalogs filled with machine made songs that cost the labels little to nothing. And who controls the labels? The Zionists. I just got to get it all off before the
Yeah.
digital ID comes.
Let's go. Talk about it.
The Hollywood studios are testing AI scripts, AI actors, AI extras, um, replacing real performers with synthetic replicas. Can't even tell. I've been telling my wife this shit for a minute. I love watching like nature shows and stuff like that. I'm like, listen, there's no camera in the world that can watch this animal grow up for the last 90 years and catch every single bit of movement that this animal made. Beautiful story, but that shit was AI. Like, no, ain't no time in the world for that. And then now you eloquently could tell this great story about this how this animal's moving in precision and what it's doing. I ain't buying it. So independent artists are pushing back now. Spotify's CEO is also a major investor in drone technology that is part of the military industrial complex. You have artists right now that are like, I'm off. Take my catalog, entire catalog off of that. So remember, I told you if we start to push back, we start to create systems and lists to say we don't support that, it squeezes them out. The parasite needs a host. So we're the clowns, but they need a host. So y'all still entertaining them. About to clip Spotify.
Mhm.
When you go from owning music to leasing music to then funding shit that ain't working for us, what the fuck, man? We don't got them old albums. We don't have new sites that we can like link our old music to. We can't ask for the artist to give us the music and we just buy it like we used to. I'm part of like two major music projects right now, possibly three. I can't wait to crush these guys, man. I can't wait. So you got to push for the independent artists. All right. They're refusing to sign label contracts. They're trying to back out of things. All right. So in a world where creatives is centralized, automated, and controlled by algorithms, these guys ain't even doing the work anymore. It's set up to favor what's the cheapest. That's all they care about is the bottom line. They don't care about the destructive music. I mean, they do care about the destructive music when it comes down to us, right? They've been feeding us this for a minute. We have been ingesting it, so we can't complain about it. So now I got a new term now: cultural sovereignty.
Mhm.
Okay, we got digital sovereignty and then we got cultural sovereignty. I don't know how far I'm gonna take this shit, but it seems like it's going far. So just like banking with ID, um, we have to choose platforms and models in the future and now to protect human creativity and independence. Straight up. Banking restrictions and cash limits. Yeah, I couldn't deposit a check the other day for 17,000. Reached the limit. What? Shit don't even make no sense. So in Vietnam, corporate bank accounts will be frozen start in July. They started already. If the legal rep hasn't done biometric verification right now in Vietnam. In Indonesia, 31 million dormant bank accounts were frozen overnight. Billions locked away. A dormant bank account. That could be a savings account that you don't even touch. It's labeled dormant. Across Europe and Asia, banks now demand extreme KYC. Sound familiar? Ownership charts, political exposure checks, full source of wealth verification. Where did you get this money? It still sounds borderless to you? Permissionless? In Australia, banks are threatening to close customer accounts unless they explain why they keep cash at home. What?
Wicked, man.
This is a global circus that won't leave town because y'all keep subscribing to the same shit. I'm not just going to call out what's happening. I'm going to give you what we are doing, what we're going to do, and I'm going to give you the call to action after. In Sweden, non-citizens were cut off from renewing bank ID. And without bank ID in Sweden, you can't bank, you can't sign contracts, you can't function as a human. So if they told you to take a vaccine and then this is part of the bank ID situation, drop a 1 in the chat if you take the vaccine, drop a 2 if you don't. And if you drop the 2, what's your next move? Let's not act like this is an easy decision. This is what it is. You don't function. That's Sweden. In the Philippines, cash transactions above, and this is like $8,700 US, $8,700 trigger heavy scrutiny. In Nigeria, cash withdrawals, and this is in their E-Naira, which I didn't calculate and I should have, and you probably can. 500,000 a day brings fees and oversight. Okay. And if you don't remember, back in 2015, there was a crisis in Greece. Capital controls restricted people from only $60 a day from the ATM machine. $60 a day. That won't even cover dinner when we go out to eat. Smoked. So what does this tell you about the times that we in right now? Outside of being a circus. When governments restrict withdrawals or deposit, it means one of 3 things. Write this down. They don't trust their own systems. If you can't touch your money, it's because they fear a collapse or capital flight is at risk. So when crypto is moving to 4 trillion, they telling you don't touch this asset class, do not touch this asset class, making people feel like they can't touch this asset class. When money's pouring into gold and silver, you got and the prices are at all-time high, you got to ask yourself, who the fuck is doing this? Who's hedging against something that we don't know what's happening? Number 2, banks are now surveillance arms. They're enforcing compliance and politics, not just holding deposits. Your deposit is a loan. The money is debt. Number 3, it's a signal of how fragile the system is. Restricting liquidity. That's what they're doing. Is a confession that the financial system is under major stress. Because if you cause a contagion, what happens is people pull the money out. But now when you start looking at the laws that state, well, shit, remember back in the days when they went to the gold standard and they took the gold off and they took the gold away from the people, you were facing jail time if you were caught with gold, unless you were considered like a dealer or a collector or you were smart enough to move correctly. We're headed to the same times again. We're headed to the exact same time. So when I'm charging $50, I could be charging $500 a month. Give me 2 more years. All this shit's going to make sense. And it's going to be too late for probably 90% of y'all because the red nose is fitting for all of us. So when government tells you how much money you own or you can touch, that's not really protection, guys. They're not doing it for our safety. All right. It's showing you how fragile the system is. They're not restricting us because we're risky, right? It's a lot of us, man. It's not that much fraud out there that's affecting all of us. They're restricting us because they're scared. Okay. Now, what happens if we stay plugged in? If we stay fully inside of these systems, we're going to face no due process, frozen first, appeal later. You can't fight from the inside of that cell. 1 point of failure. You lose access to one provider, life stops as you know it. You remember when you wrote a bad check and you were in a check system and you couldn't open a bank account?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's going to happen. If you like a comment, psychological trap, trading convenience for freedom until freedom is gone. How you like them apples? Principles and what we've already built at the academy. The good news is we ain't started from ground zero. All right. We've been stacking sovereignty, just never really called it that. So our principles, new core principles for the academy are this: redundancy, never depend on one system. Self-custody, own your keys, your files, and your backups. Champ, I tell Champ this every day. I'm like, I'm not playing this game with these dudes. Get it off of YouTube, get it to our backup, and then we back up the backup on a hard drive. That's how I operate. Okay. Local resilience, small circles of trust. Sounds familiar? I can't have no suckers around me.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. If I get the feeling, you out. Minimize dependency. Delete the choke points. Mindset. Sovereignty begins in your head. Got to rewire the shit. So, what we've already done at the academy, we've been buying crypto, we've been buying gold and silver, hard sovereignty assets. All right, just think about that. We're going to start building tech companies. If anybody was part of AI Builder Circle, you're going to get an email this week. I'm doing the pitch for your products that you created, your AI products or whatever you're creating with utilizing AI. I'm going to handpick people that I want to work with, and then we'll figure out what the next phase is. 2026 is all about me building tech companies, whether I partner or do whatever on my own, and then position myself to sell these tech companies and acquire IP. Intellectual property is one of the assets that nobody's talking about right now. That's where the bread's at. IP. Okay. So much shit I want to say and I can't just yet, but I will. Investing in emerging markets, not tied to a failing Western economy, not tied to countries that are ran by imperialism. The Russian advisor to Putin said that in a few years, Europe will not even need to exist. They don't even need them as a consumer market.
Thanks.
Think it's tied to anything that has to do with Africa and them being kicked out? You think it's tied to any sort of like, how the fuck do they have all these resources and they don't have nothing? No sun shines out there. Nothing grows. They're pale. You can have it. We've secured digital residence already. We have more coming. We're working to write frameworks for countries, not naming them, but I'm telling you that we're working to write frameworks, digital frameworks for countries. We're pursuing visas, second and third passports, jurisdictional diversification. So y'all can sit back and watch me do it, or y'all can get involved in this shit too. Don't be a spectator at the game. I'm here to put everybody in. I'm starting to delete centralized apps. Google, Zoom, Telegram, shifting to decentralized platforms. I gave you guys an SMS platform a little bit ago. Does anybody remember that one? It's called Jammy, Jami. If you want to talk without things being put on a server, head over to Jammy. Doesn't tie to your phone number, email, they don't ask you for nothing. But I don't know. Who knows, man? These guys are taking over everything right now. We've launched religious exemption programs, a spiritual and a legal shield. Not even 10, 15% of the Academy members took that program. We're launching how to fix your passport. See all these guys online now. They got a whole bunch of influencers like, oh, the digital ID, the digital passport's coming to Dominican Republic. We're so happy. You're so happy. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You're so dumb. You got your real ID. Drop a one in the chat if you got your real ID. And I'm not here to shame y'all. Just here to school y'all. How's that digital ID? You got any more access?
Nope, no way. Nope, nope, nope. That's what I'm talking about.
And if you got it, and I know some of y'all got it, just give it back to them. Just give it back. Tell them you want the fake ID. I don't care about nobody. I'm not voting anymore. So I don't, man. Okay, keep cutting my access. See where I go. Next up is probably the most pivotal course that we're putting together with Professor D. It's the live mindset course. Remember, I told you that's one of our core principles is the sovereignty starts here. So you hold sovereignty in your wallet. You also need it in your mind, because your mind will trick you out of that wallet, because they're gonna come guns blazing. So what are we gonna do next? We're gonna form our own members-only crypto exchange platform designed for sovereignty, where self-custody is the rule and members aren't hostage to centralized exchanges. I'm just speaking this into existence right now. Let me flow. We're going to own cooperative style bank. I'm going to bring those back. Fuck all that black bank shit. I don't have time. You name something black people get mad at you. Clown shit. A member governed financial rail, potentially offshore. I ain't doing it here. It may be done at one of the countries that we're writing the digital rules to. I will independently help countries buy back their sovereignty by 2028. Beef up security. So it prioritizes sovereignty and it doesn't weaponize fiat access. Not interested in that. Then we're going to expand the religious exemption program with Um, Lance, all right? We're going to help members secure spiritual and legal firewalls against forced mandates. Remember, I told you every time they push, you can pull. Don't back up. Just pull. That's all. Um, Cultural sovereignty projects. I told you I'm part of a couple major music projects now. So we'll start supporting independent artists, musicians, creatives who refuse to be replaced by AI and platforms. All right. Culture is a part of sovereignty. I'm not talking about black culture. I'm just saying culture. Who's the hottest Jewish rapper?
What?
What's your favorite dish from Israel? What do they create? I'm asking for a friend. Does anybody know? Okay. So, uh, I'm not waiting. I'm doing this shit for my kids. It's gonna happen anyway, with or without adults with clown noses. We're building parallel rails as we speak. So here's what I want you guys to do before next week, and we'll talk about this on our members only call. If you're not a member, figure it out. This price is gonna go up. At the top of the year, I'm raising it. If you in for what you in for, you good. If you're not in, then you're gonna pay a little bit more. We're doing more work. So you have to audit the top 5 dependencies. What are your top 5 dependencies? Drop them in the chat so we can see some of them. I'll help you. Your bank, your email, your cloud storage, your SIM card. What are your top 5 dependencies? Build one backup. This is what I want you guys to do. Out of those dependencies, I want you to build one backup. I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm saying build a backup. I'm going to show you guys how I'm building the backup. I'm going to show you guys how you can build a backup. The rest is up to you. You want a second bank rail. We should all have it. If you invest in cryptocurrency, you got a second bank rail.
Thank you. Facts.
You're welcome. Y'all ready for me to bring back prepaid debit cards? Y'all ready to do these reverse ATMs and rewrite the rules behind them? Hardware wallets. It's a second rail. Encrypted drives. Alternate secure emails. It's a second rail. Google's controlled by Zionists. Amazon's controlled by Zionists. You see where I'm going? I'll get to this after this. Let me finish up. Form a sovereignty circle. This is the sovereignty circle. We got a $130 in here. 31, whatever. Get 3 to 5 trusted people in your circle to commit to backing each other up. Just so you don't feel like you're crazy. I'm not talking about just the students. We're good. But I'm just talking about your outside circle. I'm not telling you to bring them in here. I'm just telling you that you want to form a circle of trusted people. Because the minute these people want to go out and do whatever, they will be pointing at you and be like, "Oh, champ ain't get the vaccine. Up, this is like that's the type of people that you have around you.
Mm-hmm.
The minute they come knocking, they go to telling." So sovereignty isn't paranoia. I know I'm not driving myself crazy. It's preparation. They're gonna call it all types of wacky shit. They're gonna make you feel like you protecting yourself is like not the thing. Canada, you can't carry weapons. You gotta carry a whistle. A fucking whistle? A whistle? Who has a whistle?
A damn referee. Somebody watching,
Right.
dictating, right?
So a whistle. Okay. No doorbell cameras. Y'all see where this is going? Canada, they don't even own their land. It's like a land lease. So I'm not just trying to survive in this digital era, guys. I'm trying to thrive. All right. So we're shaping it. We're stacking sovereignty money across the globe. You have to diversify these accounts. Um, Identity, culture, legal shields, mindset. It's a collective. You got to do it all together. You can't pick one or the other. It's got to be all of them. All right. The future is going to hand us more tools. There's projects being worked on right now. We just have to champion these projects. That's it. All right. I'm not asking you to shut the stuff down. I'm just telling you to create second rails first. That's it. This digital sovereignty era, the good part about it is we get to walk in it together. That's all I can ask for. Is that I'm not by myself in this shit. All right. So I was talking to a friend the other day, and he said that they're shutting down their online division of their company. I'm like, oh, okay. It's just too much work. Sales are slow. It's fighting against their vendors. He also told me that they have over 800 vendors that sell their products, right? I'm not going to name the company. He told me they had a meeting with the CEO of Warby Parker, eyeglasses. Warby Parker is in malls, brick and mortar. Warby Parker is coming off of online. When I heard that, I was happy because brick and mortar is my thing, right? So I'm seeing the transformation from online going back to offline. You understand? When you're online, you're in a marketplace where it's nothing but competition. It's algorithms now. People who once couldn't even compete with you in a mall or in a strip mall or whatever, can compete with you now, right? Nobody's not looking for quality. It's like you got stuff from China being put on Amazon. Like it has totally undercut the small business model as we know it. What Trump is doing is he's totally gutting the ability for people to do for self also. When you put these tariffs in place, they don't really affect like the big companies. Yeah, they're going to pass the cost along to you, but it affects the small business that can't afford to bring the stuff in. That's another thing I want to do is start to tokenize um, imports and exports, tokenize agriculture. So my guy that's coming on next week, it's an agriculture project, and I've been in conversations with my guy for a minute. He knows, and it'd be far and wide sometimes. But every time we get on, and even today's call, I was like, listen, as he was giving me the whole runaround, I just cut right to the chase. I was like, listen, I'm with anything that just kills imperialism. And he's like, all right, I'm glad you got to that point. That's just the shit I'm on. So when I say I can't be stuck in 101 with the crypt, like, nah, I'm done with that. Champ's done with that too. We're done with the basics.
Mhm.
It's in 1 through 9. If it's hard to comprehend, then it's just hard to comprehend. I can't go back to that at the place where we're at right now. All right. So get through 1 through 9. So when I see the rise of brick and mortar, when I see the ability for us to just say, you know what, we could just unsubscribe, right? That Jimmy Kimmel situation, they talk about all these people unsubscribe from Disney, and then they'll just come back when they hire Jimmy Kimmel. Like you didn't do shit. You know, when y'all put on these cute little boycott Target and do all this other stuff, it's like, but for how long? And what's the axe? And who's gonna follow up? Just stop fucking with them. Period. What would happen? They shut down. If there's ever a time to build our own shit, and I'm not talking about black or white, just our own shit that doesn't follow what's happening. Someone who could just stand on 10 toes and just be like, nah, I ain't doing that. And I can tell you that I've watched the rise of Airbnb, I've watched Uber, I've watched Lyft, I've watched these tech companies defy what was considered laws on the books, right? Because remember, when Uber first came out, it wasn't like legal. They had the taxi commissions, they had all sorts of stuff. But what happened? When the people stood behind it, the company did not fold. They paid for tolls, they paid the tickets, they fought like hell. And then the system did what? Acquiesce. And where we at today?
Straight up.
So you can't say it can't be done. Everything is disrupted an old model at the end of the day. The 9 to 5 economy is dead, right? What it's replaced with, it's going to be more gig based situations. So the more skills you have, the more you can offer. You can get in, you can get out, you can be part of a project short term, you can be part of a project long term. You have to be an architect in the future. Architect may not know how to swing a hammer, but you can't swing a hammer without an architect. You can, but just don't take it so literal, right? You have to find a way, if you want to stay relevant in the job market, to be an architect. You have to have an entrepreneurial mindset and spirit. That's what's going to make you more valuable in the future. Or we just get back to what we used to do, right? Get back to a house phone, get back to uh, going in person to certain things, get back to offering people uh, great service again, right? Get back to, hello, my name is Steve, welcome to McDonald's, get back to that. You know, it's like shocking when people are talking to us in stores now, which is shocking to me. Yeah, I peeped that. I got a waiter the other day. He was literally talking to us and we had conversation with him. And I'm like, this is crazy. It's either that or it's all blank stares. Like, what the fuck?
Hmm.
So I'm telling you that there's a shift happening right now, and it's only happening because of how fragile the times are. And we've been here before in history, and this is what changes things. The difference now is the parameters and allowing these guys to win and move into. I mean, literally, I'm watching countries like prime ministers like putting in voting in AI bots to become prime ministers of the country, talking about, oh, it's fair because they're not a person and that can't be biased. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck, this guy? What are you talking about? So who's coding the AI prime minister to determine what's fair and what's not? So when Trump put in them boys and gave them those high ranking officials in our military, and they were all tech guys, he went over to Britain. He's sitting down eating like baby lamb chops, like real
King.
baby lamb chops. Who's next to him? He keeps carrying these tech guys around. You know what the tech guys are failing to tell you when you saw them? They look like the 12 disciples because they're so fake and dead. My girl Candace, she be saying she like fake and gay, and I'm not like, I don't even want to deduce the stuff to like that. It's just what
Hmm.
she says. Like I wouldn't even call them dudes like that name because that ain't it. It's worse than that. So when you watch them sitting there like the 12 disciples, you know what they fail to realize is when he's going around the table and they talk about all this money to pledge, they don't even have the power grid to build all this shit. So where are they going to get the power from? How much energy do you think humans produce just on our own? Think about that. So when you sitting here and you putting shit inside of your body for public safety, don't you think you part of a network? Ball game. How else do you power the world? Through people. So when Bill Gates, I'm hearing him. He says, yeah, maybe we could find a way for AI to like comb the internet. And anytime there's a keyword or something that says it just scrubs it instantly. I'm like, oh, okay. It's kind of smart. That motherfucker is going to be immortal. Like nothing would happen to him. Stop supporting these people. So by next year, I'm off of Gmail. I'm off of Google products. I'm off. I got to go back to a paper calendar. I'll go back to it. Fuck, man. Use your memory.
Word. Pen and pad.
Why not? Because you got all this convenience and no time. So what you doing with your time? You still working to make money?
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Y'all gonna have a lot of time on your hands. If you got laid off from your job and you couldn't get another job again, what would you do? Drop it in the chat.
Damn, somebody said crow.
Shit. My crypto wallet popping.
Hmm.
I don't know. I add value to somebody's life. I'll create another product,
Let's go, Zach. Hand in hand.
create a tech company, and I'll sell it. You're gonna pray before you cry. You're gonna cry after you pray. Take that mindset course. You're gonna get in the academy and fucking put some more time into this shit.
Hmm.
I'd love to hire everybody, but I'm using AI. I'm tripping. But I'm looking for skillful people though. But there's just some remedial shit that I just wouldn't give somebody. Like that's not an architect. I wouldn't have my architect like sweeping the floor. I don't know, bro. Keep giving myself more shit to do. What the fuck?
That bag is never empty, man.
It fucking isn't. Golly. I don't know if I got anything left for them. What time is it?
8:30, 8:35.
Oh, that's 1 hour. Oh, we good.
Yeah, we solid.
I
And
ain't
you
got no
killed
shit.
this. You smoked this. People thought it was gloom and doom. You know what I mean? You gave them perspective. You gave them, case in point. You gave them exact. You gave them vision, foresight, the
Right.
corrections, everything, the fix. You know what I mean? This is what it's about, man. I could definitely outro it from here.
Yeah, you can take it out. But it's really gonna come down to something so simple, guys, and it's probably gonna be the most difficult thing you do, and it's make a choice. So whether you decide to stay on those centralized systems or not stay on them, you're still making a choice. And I'm gonna
Mm.
tell you that if you keep feeding that beast that they have in play now, good luck fucking it up for all of us. Now, if there's ever a time that we can pull each other together, not the pandemic, not if I'm not vaccinated, don't got shit to do with you.
Right.
I could even stay in my house, no problem. Super comfortable. People were at home working. They weren't even around people. Y'all fell for that shit. Wait till you see what they got cooking for us. Can you last 10 days in a blackout? What would you do for 10 days? We got a generator. I got charcoal grill. I'm cool. We don't have those skill sets to bug out and do all that stuff. Like I don't know how many people could actually start a fire without a match in the woods. Convenience culture have you cooked. You wouldn't know left from right. Cause I know for me, man, if I got to drive without GPS, golly, we in trouble.
Back to the MapQuest days.
I got to get back to the MapQuest days. I got to get back to like just um, landmarks. That's what we used to
Landmarks.
do. We looked at the
Yeah.
mileage, we looked at the landmarks, but then MapQuest, you still required, it was still either printing or writing the stuff down. This is straight North Star shit.
Hmm.
And when you got them cute electric cars, good luck. Good fucking luck. I'll pay a gas tax, shit, all day. The wild part is most people won't even have cars.
That's true.
So when you think of 15-minute cities, they exist. I see them. I go to the plazas. You literally have your apartments, hospital, fitness center, grocery store, shops, restaurants. 15-minute city. train to take you into work, but if you're working remotely, you're just home. How far are you going? Yeah, man. I ain't even go too deep on the gloom and doom shit, but y'all can take it for what you want. I'm just telling you that this is happening in other countries. I'm telling you that other countries are boycotting like a motherfucker right now. They're doing a lot. We don't got the time to do that. You know why? Fucking football season's on. Like, man, who wants to be outside during football season? Basketball season about to start. We in baseball right now?
Shit, I couldn't even
Is it
tell you.
baseball season right now?
Marcus, you know.
I just don't know. What's in session right now? I know football's in session.
Yeah, playoffs coming in baseball. Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So they got us covered.
Mm-hmm.
Power still on?
Couldn't tell you. Bag season, yes, baseball to November. Playoffs coming up.
Yo, if we decided to just block out these systems, I'm telling you, they would be flipping. All of Africa is off of Google. They literally started their own, well, not all Africa, but it's about to come, but they started their own search engine. You got to move to the Brave browser and they buy that, we offer that, and we go somewhere else. They can't stop ingenuity
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
can't buy everything, especially when it's decentralized and there's no owner. We got to run these plays offshore. Saying a lot on here. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Don't monetize this either.
Letting it fly.
Yeah, we're not monetizing on YouTube anymore. Done with that.
I like this.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. So I'm gonna keep building on this. October in the academy, you're gonna have a section. It's part of your membership called Digital Sovereignty, and then we're just gonna keep building. We're just gonna keep building. And anytime there's systems in place, we're just gonna move to the systems. We're gonna work them alongside each other, and then those who are bold phase out. Those who are kind of like scared, then um, yeah, just keep doing the scary shit. I'm here for the outro.
Oh man, you want an outro? Cultural sovereignty. I like that. Let's do it like this. Cultural sovereignty is survival. The systems that they want to control us, they don't use iron bars, they use psychology. They fragment our attention, they sell us false safety, they make us dependent on comforts. That's how control looks soft until it's too late. This is a movement to build, to actually shut down imperialism, unsubscribe from the nonsense that steals all of our time, our choices, and our so-called freedoms. They've spent years and generations designing each and every single one of these systems that numb us, distract us, and make us dependable. That shit ends now. This is the one moment in history where building for us, by us, actually changes every single thing. We don't wait for permission. We stand tall. We don't beg for scraps. We recreate the systems that serve our people, protect our culture, and secure our visions and our futures. We're not here to scare you. We're here to tell you the truth and give you the tools. This call was about awareness. It was about building. It was about infrastructure, culture, networks, wealth that belongs to us, all through information. So remember this one thing. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Power isn't given. Power is built. Power is claimed. Power is shared. And guess who has the power? We do. Build with it, pass it on, stay sovereign. Connect 111. We out.